It's the King 5 High School Sports Blitz. Now a man who will never be subjected to an FBI probe, Paul Sylvie.
You know, the last couple hours of a Friday night, we're usually busting and full of high school football. We're cutting, we're writing, and getting all this stuff done. So we barely have time to eat, but we do have time for some pizza. So we bring it in early. You know, we get our pizza, and we have a chance to just stuff our faces while we're working. So it's a good thing. And don't worry, Patty Talley giving me the Holcomb Grizzlies jersey tonight. Patty, I promise, I'm not going to get any pizza on it. And Lanny Dowell, I appreciate your help getting this all orchestrated to get the Grizzlies in the house. So Lanny, Patty, thank you for letting me wear the Grizzlies jersey. I like this color, man. This is a good look. So not necessarily on me, but a better look on the Grizz, who are having a nice season to start things off. All right, we'll put the pizza away. Keith is going to follow me. We'll just get this thing going here. All right, we've got a lot of games to get to. 19 tonight. We're going to go out to Chris Egan in a big game, but we're looking at 18 games through 16 cities, Everett to Snoqualmie, Seattle to Tacoma, Orting and Gig Harbor down to Yelm, and we are going to start at Ingersoll Stadium. That's the home of the Olympia Bears as they welcome in Graham Kapowson. The Bears stoked coming out of the tunnel, but it's the Eagles who strike first. Dylan Morse, the much heralded Dylan Morse, finds Jake Porter over the middle. The big fella lowers his shoulder and plows his way in. GK up 7-0. Olympia tries to keep pace. Nathan Herman with a nice play-action fake. Hits Nico Big Kong wide for a nice pickup. Yards would be tough to come by against the stingy Eagles defense. Morris goes back to work, throwing a dart to Kobe Cressy. 14-0. Eagles on the move again. The offensive line opens a huge hole for Shabro Johnson. Runs straight up the middle for a big gain. Morris caps the drive with a laser to Ethan Doherty. Sneaks inside the pylon for the touchdown. Graham Kapowson wins this one 35-0. It's never just Friday night lights with Bothell fans. It's Friday night frights. It's like Halloween all season long with the Cougars. They build a big lead on Skyline. Christian Galvin punches it over for the goal line there. Galvin with 107 yards on the ground. Nice effort here by quarterback Eric Boehner. Looks like Jake Beatty is going to make the catch here. Tough to bring it down. Boehner hits Leon Johnson, goes up, and the crowd makes the catch. That sets up another touchdown run by Galvin. Bothell builds a 34-6 lead. Skyline keeps battling. Quarterback Braden Titus hits Donovan Bahal. It's a good hit, but he hangs on for 6. It's 34-20. Fourth quarter, Titus hits Christopher Johnson in the end zone. Skyline cuts the lead to 34-30, but can't get any closer. Bothell holds off the Spartans 34-30. And now to Alec, the intern.
All right, and we are here at the Southwest Athletic Complex just across the street from Tree South High School, where in a couple hours they'll have homecoming at 8:30. But first, they got to settle it out on the gridiron against the Ballard Beavers.
And on homecoming night, maybe one of the most eventful sequences of any game tonight took place in West Seattle. We pick things up in the second quarter, where with an 8-3 lead, Chief Self punter Jesse Brown hits a boomer to make Ballard's George Blue backpedal, and well, that's never good. Blue drops the punt, and Jelani McMillan recovers to put the Seahawks back in business. Just 2 plays later, quarterback Zach Cunningham throws off his back foot over the middle and gets picked off. Jarman Hauser with the great play, but more on him later. 2 plays later, again, Ian Crocker catches a pass in his own end zone for a loss. Yep, that's a safety to give Chief Self a 7-point lead. On the ensuing drive, Chief Self looks deep and is picked off again, this time by Eric Peters, who makes a great play on the ball. That led to this. 1 play later, Hauser comes back on offense to break the biggest play in the game so far. And just like that, the Beavers tie this one up 10-10 after the huge run by Hauser. But that wouldn't last long. 2 plays later, Dante McMillan takes the pitch, gets to the sideline, and says goodbye. 80-yard touchdown run to retake the lead, and the Seahawks would never surrender, winning the game 40-24.
Good look at highlights in that one. Spirited group at Sparks Stadium for Sumner and Rogers. We pick it up tied 7-7 in the second half. Michaelo Gillespie out to Josiah Drain. Drain breaks his tackle, spins, gets through another one, gone. Down the left sideline, gonna have to beat one more guy, and he does. Just gets past Jackson Metcalf for the touchdown. Sumner certainly has its chances tonight. Austin Grandal going up top for Donovan Clark, but Joseph Dwyer's there to break it up. Grandal still feeling good about that play. Goes for it once more, but Clark just can't find the handle. Tough one there. Wow. Sumner Gets 3 more on the Wyatt Redding field goal, but that's it. Little love for the kickers. Rodgers celebrates a big win. The Rams win at 14-10. More from Sumner later in the show.
It's time for the King 5 Big Game.
The big game looked like a good one on paper today. Boy, Eastlake taking on Mount Si. We sent Chris Egan up to Snoqualmie to take a look at the Wildcats up close and personal. Chris, how'd it go tonight?
Paul, good evening from Mount Si High School. Coming to you from Snoqualmie. Beautiful night, great game, great atmosphere. Place was packed tonight. Now, last Friday night, Mount Si handed Woodinville their first league loss since 2015. Tonight, Mount Si, the undefeated Wildcats, keep it coming in the Kinko as they face off against a very good Eastlake team.
Let's go!
Mount Si fans taking a break tonight from Fortnite, but then again, there's always time for a little Fortnite celebration dance. The first quarter is a defensive battle. 6'6", 255-pound senior Zach Kennedy with the sack. No score after the first. Hugh Millen gives Cale Millen a pep talk, and then Cale goes to work. Cale rolls out and then fires a beauty to Kobe Botten, 34-yard touchdown. It's 7-0 Wildcats. Mount Si gets the ball back with under 2 minutes to play in the half, and Millen marches the Wildcats again. Cole Nora showing off some moves on this one. He shakes and bakes down to the 20. Then Millen hits Nora again, this time for a touchdown. 14-0 Mount Si at the half. Eastlake down but not out. Third quarter, Grady Robinson with the perfect throw to Nate Sutter. Eastlake is on the board. You know what that means? It's time for T-shirts for the crowd.
The stadium clean.
Fourth quarter, and here comes Millen and the Wildcats again. Kobe Botten hanging on, and then Millen calls his own number. Mount Si wins it 21-7.
Things started working in the second quarter. Slowed down again in the second half, but yeah, we started clicking. I wanted to put up more points on the board, but who doesn't, right? So, but again, a win's a win. So.
A win's a win indeed. Nice night for Cale Millen, the future Oregon Duck. 2 touchdown throws and ran one in. Mount Si now a perfect 5-0. And Paul Sylvia, I know you have your magical scoreboard there, but from down south, Union, the #1 ranked team in the state, just gets by Puyallup tonight. So more than likely in the state rankings, Union will hold on to the #1 spot. Mount Si 5-0. They'll hold on to that #2 spot. But 2 big wins in a row here for Mount Si at home. Woodinville last week, Eastlake tonight. I tell you what, this Mount Si team is the real deal, and we will have much more from the Wildcats coming up in about 15 minutes on the Blitz. More sound from the players and the head coach himself. We're live tonight in Snoqualmie. Back to you.
All right, good highlights in that one, Chris. Thank you very much. We like to give you guys a chance to enhance your high school viewing experience. It's the big game replay. For those of you at the big game or fans who can't be there, we're turning around the best plays from the game, and moments later, you can see them on the King 5 Sports Twitter page. You can follow us at King 5 Sports. The big game doesn't wait. One ends, the next begins. Here's a look at the 6 nominees for next week's game. Vote on the King5.com sports and high school pages. Use all your devices and browsers for maximum voting power. Coopville is becoming famous for its football deer. Take a look at this guy. For a second time this season, Bambi takes the field, and this time she could go all the way. Touchdown. But Coopville falls to the king. I love that, man. I mean, that's the second time this year the Deers run the distance. All right. I don't think we've heard the last of him. All right. You know Alec, the intern. He had the report earlier in the show. He's from Woodinville. He graduated from Woodinville. We had to get him a Shorecrest jersey because the Woodinville Falcons haven't come. Look, even a Woodinville tank top on this guy would be fine. A practice jersey. Anything you can throw. He's just a poor intern on the Sports Blitz. Throw him something, Woodinville. Otherwise, he's just going to wear other schools while he's here. All right, Alec, take us through some scores.
All right, we'll start up top here. Nazelle gets a win over Illumination 46-12. Roosevelt gets a big win 42-26 over Cleveland. Concrete gets a 7-point win over Friday Harbor. Tumwater, big win over Rochester 63-0. Up here, Liberty, the 14-point win over Juanita.
Bellevue, a low-scoring game. Wow. You don't see many of those. 7-0 over Lake Washington. Oak Harbor gets a win over Ferndale, 28-13. Ilwaco, a 49-14 win over North Beach. Back up here, Mercer Island gets the 44-14 win over Interlake. Kent Ridge, a big win over Mount Rainier. Olympic, another big win over Port Angeles. And then lastly, Cedar Park Christian gets the 20-8 victory over Granite Falls.
All right, so how are you enjoying it? Not so much the scoreboard. This is kind of the grunt work, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you get to go out and shoot the game and be on TV and do your thing, but then we make you do this stuff, huh?
Yeah, with the old chalkboard and everything.
It's all right.
It's great.
You know what? Your old teachers, the former teachers, not old teachers, former teachers would be very proud of you while you're working this board. All right, it's time to take a little musical interlude now as we head out for Eastside Catholic with I got to read it because I'm not watching kids movies these days. How Far I'll Go from the movie Moana. Thanks to the band from Eastside Catholic. Now back to the action. Alex Rozier up on the plateau.
G. Scott Jr. and Eastside Catholic taking on Garfield. This was, let me tell you, an offensive show tonight by Eastside Catholic, and it started with Scott on the first offensive series. A 75-yard touchdown. Check this out. Michael Franklin to Scott. The Crusaders lead 7-0. And someone on the broadcast call, he knows a thing about catching touchdowns. Seahawks wide receiver Brandon Marshall in Sammamish tonight. In fact, listen to this call on the Scott touchdown.
I'm looking at G. Scott Jr. here.
G. Scott Jr. wearing number 13. There's trips to the right side, and G. Scott all by himself here on the near side. Shotgun snap. Franklin looking back, and he's going deep down the left sideline, and nearly picked off, but it is hauled in by guess who? G. Scott Jr. Brandon Marshall makes the call. He says, I want one-on-one G. Scott Jr.
It's simple. Kids, keep it simple, stupid. That's all you have to do in high school football. You go to your playmaker.
Let's go.
Who is your playmaker? G. Scott Jr.
Marshall loves it. The fans love it. It's a celebration early for EC. The next drive, wide receiver Hayden Harris. He actually takes the direct snap. He takes this one in from a few yards out. EC leads 14-0. Garfield, they did have a chance to get on the board, but they did miss this field goal right here. It stayed 14-0, and the Crusaders decided to cash in again. Michael Franklin found Hayden Harris again. This time, Harris brings it in as a receiver. It was 28-0 after that one. Garfield coach Joey Thomas tried to figure it out all night, but it was just too much. Derek Ray with EC, he took this carry in. He scored before halftime. He made it 41-0. By halftime, it was 50-0 Eastside Catholic. Just about everyone getting involved on the offensive side of the ball. So G. Scott Jr. and company, they roll in this one. Eastside Catholic beats Garfield 50-7. I'm Alex Rozier.
Can you smell what the Scots are cooking? Shorecrest hosting Snohomish, and this one is a tale of two halves. The Panthers unleash a dominant run game early. Tyler Messina breaks a few arm tackles, finds the open space, and he's gone. 40-yard touchdown for a 7-0 lead. More tough running from Messina. This kid's got a nose for the goal line. Looks like he gets in, but the official made it a good call there. Just short. No worries. Messina punches it in on the very next play. Snohomish up 14-0. The Panthers find a way to get Messina in some space this time. Tate Conover swings it out to him. He turns on the Jets, but he stopped just short of the end zone. It's a great effort. Messina scores, though, on the very next play. The Shorecrest rallies from 21 down to force overtime. In the end, Snohomish outlasting the Scots in OT, 33-27. Great game. Clover Park Warriors taking on North Kitsap. And North Kitsap quarterback Andrew Blackmore keeps it himself right here. Rolls out, and then all the way to the pylon as he gets just enough blocking out there to tuck it in for the touchdown. Clover Park trying to get something going. The ground game looking pretty good. VTech and Petty with a long catch and run here. Couple of nice little moves. He's in the open space. But again, Clover Park cannot capitalize. North Kitsap getting after it again. John Jones to Colton Bauer down the sidelines and in for 6. Ryan Nelson getting it done for Clover Park on the ground. They just can't seem to punch it in the end zone tonight. Can't get it through the field goal. Can't get anything on the board, but still a strong effort as Clover Park battles North Kitsap, and North Kitsap wins it 35-0. Off to Inglemore for the Vikings in North Creek. The Vikings cheerleaders doing their job, and these guys are doing their job. Everybody wants a piece of the camera. Attaboy. Vikings doing a lot of work on the ground. Kenyon Woodley with a big gain to help set up a 1-yard touchdown for the Vikes. Here's the name of the night, Shea Hoogerworth. I'll say it again, Shea Hoogerworth. Motors in for a North Creek touchdown. These two teams keep trading touchdowns. Michael Keating takes the handoff and works his way through the crowd and just over the goal line. That easy. North Creek showing off a strong running game. How about Timmy Olsen? Not to be confused with Jimmy Olsen from the old Superman show. No, Timmy Olsen is a superhero in his own right. Faster than a speeding bullet. And in for a touchdown. Inglemore goes on to win this one 21-12. Homecoming game, Yelm, but Capital looks to crash the party. Senior quarterback Grant Erickson keeps it himself around the left side here, then lunges in for the score. Good effort in the fourth. Cougars down 7. Erickson under pressure. He has to heave it to Carson Collard. Watch the effort by Collard. He fights off 4 defenders and stretches the ball across the goal line for the touchdown. Get out of here. Incredible effort ties the game at 27. Tornadoes answer the bell by grinding out a pair of long drives. Quarterback Kyle Robinson burrows in from a yard out. Later, Robinson gives it to Carson Ament, and he punches it in and puts this game out of reach right here. Yelm goes on to beat Capital tonight, the final 41-27. All right, Tony Black is kind of becoming a regular here on the High School Sports Blitz. We sent him out to West Seattle tonight for the Holy Bowl between O'Day and Seattle Prep.
Friday nights under the lights, O'Day, Seattle Prep, let's go. First quarter, game tied at 7. Number 5, you know your dad tracked me down just to let me know how proud he was of you. And when you score touchdowns like that, O'Day's real proud of you as well. In the second, Cameron Daniels, he will not be denied. Irish up 21-7. The Panthers making plays on defense. That's a fumble recovered by Seattle Prep, but they found themselves down 35-7 at the break. But that's okay, because we're still jamming, right, Panthers? In the second half, look, we only show these if it's a big play or if it's a boo-boo. And my friends, that's a big play. Tavin Patu is not getting touched, and he's got reservations for 6. Panthers added a couple more touchdowns in the second half, but it was too much O'Day. They win 49-20.
They're putting on a show in Everett. The Seagulls taking on the Thunderbirds of Shorewood. Goals have their hands full. Here's one of the more interesting plays this game. Snap sails over the punter's head. That's David Eisencraft chasing it down. No choice but to just get up and kick that thing. That's going to draw a flag. Thunderbirds get it going on offense. Jaro Rouse. We've been calling his name a lot this year, and this is why. Great moves as he carries the ball inside the 20-yard line. The Thunderbirds go on to score a touchdown there. They get another one right here. David Snell airs it out. Look at this catch by Spencer Osborne. Go get it, big fella. Oh, it's a great effort and into the end zone. Shorewood bringing the defense. Brandon Main breaking through right here and making the tackle for loss. Gulls try to go through the air. Ethan Hollis, the quarterback. He gets trapped in the pocket. Cameron Whitehead wraps him up and throws him down. That's 265 pounds of pure power. Shorewood goes on to win it 30-13. Mount Tahoma, all hyped up coming out of the locker room, but the Bethel Braves ready to play. Puka Sokimi hooks up with wide open Cameron Parker. That's a long touchdown, 7-0. Braves keep it on the ground, keep their running backs happy. First, Will Latu takes it around the left side for the score. They must like that left side because they go at it again. This time, Josh Walker for the touchdown. The Braves take to the air. This is a beautiful pass. Latu at the end of this one. Bethel wins this one 48-19.
Time now for the Player of the Week, brought to you by State Roofing.
Thanks to State Roofing for jumping on board and helping us out with the Player of the Week. This week, it's Hunter Campow from Timberline High School. Let's throw it over to Alec and take it away, buddy.
Yeah, so it's Hunter Campow. He carved up Central Kitsap's defense last Saturday in a huge 41-13 win. The young quarterback led the Blazers with 6 total touchdowns, 4 through the air and 2 on the ground. And he also racked up a ton of yardage with 209 yards rushing and 166 yards passing in a big win against the Cougars.
It was real good. We had a pretty good week of practice. We knew coming in that they're definitely underdog in the league, that definitely wanted to make playoffs this year. And we just came out, played our best game. We were clicking on all cylinders, offense, defense. We scored fast, scored often, and didn't really let them score till the end. Man, it's fun. Everybody loves football. I mean, every individual has something going on in their life. So I mean, football is just some comforting for them. So I mean, we all love it.
Campow and the Blazers squared off with Peninsula last night in a heck of a game. Campow keeps this one himself. Great effort at the end to power into the end zone. The Seahawks counter the dueling quarterbacks in this game. Burke Griffin rolls out and finds Braden Potter behind the defense. That's trouble. Potter has room to run. A couple of Blazers try to track him down, but they end up falling down, and he's gone. 79 yards for Peninsula touchdown. With the game tied in the final seconds, Timberline is driving. Huge play here by Ben Goins. He drops Campow for a loss to push the game-winning field goal attempt further back. Mason Jobert tries a 38-yarder, but Graham Schmidt blocks the kick, so they're going to overtime. That's clutch. First possession of OT. Griffin can't find anyone open, keeps it himself, gets tripped up near the goal line, but hangs on for a touchdown. Peninsula up 28-21. Blazers get their chance to tie it up again. Campow throws a strike to J.J. Graham. He makes the catch in the end zone, but watch him spin the ball when he gets up. He spins it to celebrate. He gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Looking at this as a high school football fan, that's a bad call. Pushes the PAT back 15 yards, forcing Timberline to skip the kick and go for 2, and it doesn't work out. What a game. Peninsula hangs on to win it, 28-21. Seahawks stay unbeaten in the 3A South Sound Conference. Now to Winston Dutchin.
A raucous student section here for Meadowdale High School at Edmonds Stadium as the Mavericks host Squalicum. With the sun setting on this side of the stadium, it's hard to keep the sun in your eyes. Who do we have here?
Ray Free.
Ray Free? You couldn't find another picture that he has his eyes open?
No, it's the only one we could find.
That's all right. The whole student body here is rooting for the Mavericks to do well. Let's take a look at the highlights. Eyes wide open for fan favorite Ray Free here as he hauls in the reception on the game's opening possession. The drive stalls, then Squalicum sets the tone when Brandon Powers delivers an angry run, bulldozing the defender. The Storm about to punch it in, but Mason Vaughn has other ideas. Vaughn forces the fumble and recovers for Meadowdale. The Mavericks hung tough for as long as they could, but Squalicum proved to be relentless. Spencer Lloyd gallops 46 yards on the quarterback keeper, his second touchdown run of the night, for a 14-0 Storm lead. Lloyd just getting started. In the second quarter, he calls his own number again, and he's off to the races again. 62 yards for the score, and at this rate, the Squalicum cheerleaders will be exhausted from doing so many push-ups. Sorry, girls, there's more. The defense gets it right back to Lloyd, who shows he can beat you with his arm, too. A perfectly placed pass to Devontae Powell for a 26-yard scoring strike. Squalicum downs Meadowdale 45-7.
Time for a look at some more scores as we get through them as fast as we can. Bellingham beats Blaine Tonight, Cedar Crest over Anacortes 14-0 the final there. Bishop Lanchette over Rainier Beach in a close one, 24-22. Edmonds Woodway beats Linwood 33-7 the final. Thomas Jefferson beats Decatur 22-15. Bremerton a winner tonight over North Basin. There you go, Lanny, 28-27 and a good one. Port Townsend over Vashon 40-13 the final there. Marysville Getchell beats Arlington 17-14. Some close games tonight. Washington beats Lindbergh 49-0. Of course, just as I say that, Lincoln beats Spanaway Lake 53-14 the final there. Issaquah over Newport 32-26 and a good one. Cedar Crest beats Anacortes 14-0. Hazen beats Auburn 55-15. Let's take a look at this week's cheerleading squad.
We are the Ording and Eatonville cheerleaders, and you're watching the HS Sports Blitz.
Thank you very much. Members of the band not only jam on their instruments, they take it up a notch with their dance skills. The kids at Ording having a good old time tonight watching the Cardinals take on Eatonville. Tristan Schauff going deep for Zach Smith, and it's right on the money. Great play for a touchdown. Drive stalls next time down, so Eatonville kicker Diego Luna comes out to nail a 38-yarder to put the Cruisers up 17-0. Ensuing kickoff, Ethan Hobart gets the ball, cuts it outside, and gets a nice block from Danny Cottle to help him spring a bit. Hobart picks up some big yards on the return. Cardinals take advantage of it. They switch quarters, and Hobart caps the drive, finding his way to the end zone. Eatonville really showing off the passing game tonight. Look at the catch by Kikoa Vesparis. Goes way up and brings it down. Eatonville goes on to win this one 38-21. All right, there are still more games to come. Plus, we got the plays of the week. Joel Knipp. Keith, can we show Joel over there just working hard? Here he is. He didn't want the lights on this week, so he's over there in the dark because he really doesn't want to be on TV, but it doesn't matter. He's going on TV. All right, we got the plays of the week coming up first. Let's get back out to the big game. Chris Egan joins us from Mount Si, where he had a good one tonight. Two good teams. Chris?
I tell you what, Paul, you guys are working hard in there tonight. Get some pizza tonight. A lot of games on the Blitz tonight. I love it. The big game, pretty good one. Mount Si showing they are the real deal. They came into this game as the #2 ranked team in the state, facing off against a 3-1 Eastlake team. Don Bartel always has his Wolves ready to go, and tonight it is Mount Si who wins this one 21-7. Cale Millen, 2 touchdown throws, ran one in. That was the key there, that second quarter, his 2 touchdown throws. Mount Si getting a lot of attention so far this season because of their offense, but tonight it was their defense that shut down Eastlake in the first half. We chatted with the head coach after the game.
Eastlake, that's a classic Eastlake Mount Si game. It really is. We play hard, physical, feisty games every time we play them. They're well coached, and they're tough kids, and so are we. So it's like this all the time. So we expected this to come down to the wire.
No score after the first quarter. How key was it just to stick with the game plan, and finally you started getting some big plays in the second?
Yeah, I mean, we just have to keep going. We just have to keep grinding, you know, and our kids showed that kind of that grit and that stick-to-itiveness, and you know, we can score quick when we put it together. And so we were able to put 2 quick scores together, and I would have liked to have gotten a couple more, but it didn't happen. Eastlake played really good defense and had a good scheme, and so we chalk it up to a victory and move on.
You always know that our offense and defense are going to make a play. So first quarter 0-0, we weren't down. We knew that we were going to make a play, and we knew that we were going to win this game.
Take me through your touchdown.
You know, that play isn't designed to give me the ball usually, but I knew Cale saw that pocket deep, and I knew I had the corner beat. So right as he looked at me, I knew I was going to get the ball, and he threw it up, and I knew I had to make a play.
So far, just right now, everybody feels like we're going to win going into each game. We have confidence, but every day at practice is something special. You know, especially last week we had a great week of practice. This week it was a little down, but we rallied all game. I'm just so proud of that defense.
5-0, but as you just said, there's a lot of work to still be done, right?
Yes, of course. We're gonna keep going each week. Hopefully, we'll look back on this game and think, wow, that was us back then. But yeah, we're just gonna keep grinding each week. Hopefully, we'll be a lot better in the playoffs, because we expect to be in the playoffs, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, that's a sign of a pretty good team there, 5-0 and hardly satisfied. The team not very happy with how they practiced this week to face off against Eastlake. So Mount Si will get ready to try to go 6-0 next week as they battle Issaquah. As for Eastlake, this is a playoff team, Paul. Their only 2 losses so far this season against the #1 ranked team in the state, Union, and tonight they lose to the 2nd ranked team in the state, Mount Si. So don't count Eastlake out right now. They're 3-2 and more than likely will make a push for the playoffs. We're live tonight in Snoqualmie. Next week, who knows where we're headed, but another quality big game and another huge crowd tonight. Loving the Friday Night Lights so far this season because the crowds have been spectacular.
Hey, let me ask you this, man. I saw you in the pregame, like doing some box jumping and some dancing. And is that the reason we're not seeing you play pickleball or do any athletic activity here at the end of your night like you did last week?
Paul started cramping up a little bit in the second quarter tonight. After that's called the Fortnite dance. That's all I can do right now. The kids know what I'm talking about. I tell you what, it was an awesome feeling. I'm out there with the dance squad from Mount Si. We're doing it. The crowd was going wild. They were feeding me. But, you know, unfortunately, I did it a little too long tonight. I wore a mascot outfit this morning, so I tell you what, I am needing some electrolytes. I'm needing some Gatorade, maybe some bananas, because I don't know if I'm going to make it home to Puyallup tonight.
Yeah.
But, hey, we're giving everything we got out here in Snoqualmie tonight, Paul.
That's a good point. I forgot you were up at the crack of dawn. All right, Chris, your day is done, man. Thanks for your help out there, and we'll see you when you get back.
Sounds good.
All right, Chris Egan out there. Let's fire up the flux capacitor now and go back in time to about 7:30 this morning. Jordan Wilkerson at the morning rally at Sumner.
And, of course, we've got the Spartan mascot. What is up? Oh, they're getting ready for their game against Rogers tonight. So, Coach Keith, what is the significance behind this bike here that you're riding on?
Well, I live close to the school, and so I love my bike. I ride to everything, and it got stolen this summer, and I was just devastated, and I talked about it all the time. And then one day at practice last week, I was out there, and they rolled this bike out behind me, and the players had all chipped in to buy the bike for me. So it was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. It was a great day.
Oh my gosh, how touching is that? So that must say a lot about you, but also your team.
Well, it says a lot about our team and our community. The parents, they got all behind this on their own. I didn't even know. It was a total surprise, so it was a great. We're excited. It's great to play a crosstown rival. It's great to have you guys here. This is what Friday Night Football is all about in Washington, so we're just super excited.
This is so awesome. Everybody has been so uplifting. We've got the mascot. Ah, it's Chris Egan! Oh God, he's sweaty.
I've lost 5 pounds already this morning.
Oh man, wow. I told you the guy was working hard today. Up early, putting on that mascot outfit. Holy cow. That gives you a new, just a new sense of just what those guys go through every game they go to in those mascot outfits, no matter what the temperature is. They're getting the job done. So a shout out to the mascots, a shout out to the cheerleaders and all the teams and everybody sending in their picks tonight. We appreciate it. We want to see what you're doing out at your games. Send us your pictures via Twitter or Instagram, #K5 Blitz. Wilson taking on Stadium from our Tacoma students. Ference Harris doing it all for the Tigers. He follows a tremendous interception with a sensational run after the catch. Makes the most of his 5'5" frame all the way to the house. The Rams got a few playmakers of their own. Javion Crenna jumps the route, gets the pick, busts a little inside. Oh, and he's gone. No one in front of him. 83 yards for a touchdown. The Rams getting it done. And they also get it done offensively. Jack Hanish rolls out to find tight end Max Arneklev. Let's go with one of those. He rumbles into the end zone for a touchdown, and Wilson beats Stadium 34-14. Franklin Pierce facing Renton, and this one is mostly all Cardinals. Claudel Quinlan pitches to Rasheed Johnson for the first touchdown, and it's 7-0. Renton has a couple of chances to make things happen in the second quarter. Deshaun Robinson tucks and runs, picks up some good yardage, but the drive flames out. The Indians will get a second chance when the lateral gets dropped. Jamal Jamerson picks it up and advances deep into Cards territory. Great opportunity here, but Renton gets stopped again. Delaquan Wood comes through untouched to sack Robinson. Big play. Cards break it open in the third. Quinlan lost it for Tony Brown. He drops it right in Brown's arm for the touchdown. Quinlan once more, this time to Dayton Lambert. Renton does score late in this game. Franklin Pierce, though, wins it 28-6. Puyallup taking on Union. The game Chris Egan was keeping an eye on for his alma mater Vikings. Take the lead here when Justin Haas hauls in the touchdown. Back on the Titans. Reed Patterson squeezes through the hole, sprints down the sideline for the score. They had a rushing touchdown to take the lead. Puyallup, one last chance. The Vikings air it out deep. Sonny Pitts is Johnny on the spot for the interception to end the game right here. And Union hangs on to win a good one, upsetting Puyallup tonight, 38-31. And let's get to the chalkboard. You know, we talked about, we got the Holcomb Grizzlies in the house. We got the Shorecrest guys in the house. You don't seem too excited to be wearing the Shorecrest jersey.
Right.
You know, we were pumping up because Alex is a Woodinville grad, but let's not. I might wear this jersey next week, although I don't know, man. That might be a little snug on me. I always ask for the double X. All right, Alec, take us through some scores.
All right, up here, Mount Baker with a win, 41-20 over Meridian. Kalama.
Attaboy.
I had it right. 62-8 over Winlock. Bellarmine beats South Kitsap 48-0. Montesano a 40-0 win over Forks. River Ridge a 50-0 win over Evergreen. Lake Stevens a 58-0 win over Kamiak. Glacier Peak 57-6 over Cascade. Curtis gets the win over Emerald Ridge. Up here, Fife big win against Henry Foss. Rainier wins 53-12 over Life Christian. Gig Harbor, another big win, 50-8 over North Thurston. And then finally, Nia Bay gets a win over Darrington, 54-14.
How can we make this more exciting for you? How can we make this more exciting? Music? Do you want some music under the scores?
Yeah, let's throw something new.
Something.
Yeah.
That's a request for Tony White. You know, we want some music under the scores, you know, because, you know, I'm even bored listening to Alec do that. No offense, but, you know, all right, let's go over here. Are we almost ready for the top 5 plays? Are we almost ready?
Working on it.
Oh, we're working on it. That's not good enough, Joel.
Paul, we got to get the freshest stuff.
Here, have some pizza.
Oh, thank you, Paul. That's great.
Ramp it up a little bit. Do I have to stall, or are we ready? Do I have to stall, or are we ready?
We're ready.
All right.
All right. I'm finishing the last
Don't talk with your mouth full. All right. Okay. Let's see how I set him up on that? Boom. All right, let's go. Number 5, we go back to the big game. Eastlake's Grady Robinson with a sweet pass to Nate Sutter. That's just too pretty. Take another look at it. Sutter brings it down with 2 hands and gets 2 feet in for 6 points and a touchdown. Number 4 comes from O'Day's Davin Patu. Takes the kick off, breaks the left before breaking straight north. Patu hits the Jets and goes, now, oh, he's fast. 99 yards to the house. Fighting Irish return team gets some credit. Look at the wall of blockers. Patu follows the blockers along the wall and eventually turns it upfield for 6 points. Nice special teams work. Number 3, Shorewood. David Snell lets it fly. Spencer Osborne. Oh, skies and makes a great catch. Saw that before. Osborne isn't done. I mean, he has to make 2 spectacular plays here. Look at the spin move to get into the end zone after he goes up and steals that ball. Oh, that's nice. Wow, that is really nice. Attaboy. Appreciate the effort by Osborne, and he gets the number 3 play of the week. Number 2, Chief South's Jelani McMillan getting it done with defense. Big hit. Wait for it. The ref signals for a safety. We love defense on the blitz. Well, we've been forced to show a lot more defense thanks to the emails, so we got to spread the love. The offensive guys are always getting it. McMillan bringing it tonight, flying it, taking down the receiver for 2 points, and our number 2 play of the week. That brings us to the big one, the number 1 play of the week. Capitals quarterback Grant Erickson finds Carson Collard. Look at the determination. Oh, he's fighting everybody, folks, and he's in. That's why he earns the top play. Collard brushes off 4 tacklers. A 5th has a shot to stop him from the end zone. He's a man's man. That's not going to happen. He is taking home the number 1 play of the week. All right. Hey, I had to slow it down. We had to get him to the pylon on that one. All right, week number 5 is done. That was a big show, a lot of fun. We had 19 games. I think we counted them up. We'll see you again next week for our 300th show. I don't know what that means, if we're going to have fireworks in here, celebrities, not sure, but we're going to have some fun as we go back to the first version way back in 2000. All right, until then, we leave you with the UW Marching Band and join the Bothell Band this week. A little musical interlude to take you out. Play us out? What does that mean, play us out? That's it. We'll see you next week.